7 people watching already. I'm trying to see if I can share the group. If I'm not, that's going to be a pain. When you guys are looking at me, am I backwards? I didn't get to change that either. What's up, Jeff? Bob, I sure did. But I'm glad it's over. Entertaining because we do it every year. So am I good, Randall? What we do is, for Christmas, guys, I want to, put this out there from Short Porch. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and got everything you want. Short Porch bats underneath the Christmas tree. That's a plus there. I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna be able to flip it. I can't flip it. I'd have to shut everything off and then flip it. I tried flipping it. I tried sharing the group, and it's not letting me. So if everything's backwards, I ran it like that before. It just won't be. Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you had a great Christmas. We host Christmas at our house for the last 25 years and Thanksgiving. So only a couple of times that it has been swapped around and put at someone else's house. My mother-in-law lives with us. My mom lives with us. So we actually have Christmas over here. Zena Rossi is watching. And from Short Porch, and all my guys that hit with us down here, everybody from Short Porch, the Gulf Coast guys, we wish everybody had a Merry Christmas. And you get what, like I talked about bats earlier, hope you got your bat underneath the Christmas tree from Short Porch, but any bat, it doesn't matter. We're here for everybody. A lot of people that tune in here do it because they want to just gain knowledge and just talk. And I heard some stuff today, or yesterday, a couple of days ago, when I posted this, and what you guys got to understand, I know this is on you guys that are loyal followers. This is like, I keep on saying almost the same thing every time. And what's up, guys? I almost keep saying the same thing every time, but I change it up a little bit because I went from having, when I was Senior Softball Bat Reviews, I bet I probably pulled in 25 to 30 people every podcast that I have. Now I'm averaging over 90 people. Got up to 120 a couple of weeks ago, got up to 100 last week. I didn't do it on Wednesday because I figured a lot of you guys were unwinding because of Christmas, because a lot of people on that Christmas day in the morning, you'll open presents. We do ours the night before. We do ours Christmas Eve because we have such a big family, and they can come in and spend it with us. And then they come in and spend it with us, and then the next morning they can have it with their own family. So we actually do a lot of not necessarily the traditional Christmas feast. We'll do a lot of my wife makes this dish pretty big every year, and it goes like crazy. And it's tacos, flour tortillas, and it's got chicken and rice and beans in it. Pinto beans and ranch style beans and black beans, and that's really healthy. And she makes that every year. We have tamales. We are from Texas, so yes, we do have tamales that we cook that night before, and then I will cook my world famous backstraps Axis poppers. It's a backstrap from an Axis deer, and it's wrapped in jalapenos, cream cheese, and it's stuffed with jalapenos and cream cheese, and they're wrapped with bacon. And it's it's about this big. You guys have seen them. I posted them out there, and they're amazing. Not that many carbs in it, but protein. And then we have the traditional dips here, is what we do. But there's some things, guys, that I've got a lot to talk about tonight. And basically, at the end of the video, talk about what's coming. beginning of the video, talk about our opinions, because I do talk to Jeff and Leslie quite a bit today for a long time, a couple of times, on just what we have heard of out there. The one thing that me and Jeff and Leslie agree with is, we're not gonna fight with bat review people. When we started doing this, with Porch, that's my dog. When we started doing this with Short Porch, we knew that we were going to get flack and feedback, and a lot of people mislabeling bats, I guess, and not really knowing. And if you know, if they would have been a part of Senior Softball Bat Reviews for the past 15 years, they know what we were trying to push or what we're trying to preach, and about soft, medium, and hard. Bats are broken in different, guys. And I want to kind of get to a little bit of that today at the beginning, before I actually get started. And I usually do this topic that I want to talk about. So a lot of bat review people have to know what they're getting. They just can't put a review out there and judge the bat on what it does, especially where we are going by, Short Porch is going by bat speed. We've been preaching that for a long time about bat speed. We don't think that there's one bat fits all. So when you get review people that have only one bat speed and don't introduce other bat speeds into it, it kind of is, it doesn't tell the whole story about the bat performing. So Alan talked about this today. Alan Hancock we're doing our own reviews on bats now. Dennis, from what I heard, it was 50 degrees. And I'm not gonna go into that. I just said what I heard on the second round was 50 degrees. So guys, anybody that's doing, if you guys know what I did every year, I shut bat reviews down, I think right after Vegas. I very seldom did I do a bat review unless it was like 85 degrees. The other day it was 85 degrees. This last couple, it hasn't been this warm in San Antonio in a long time. So I will throw a bat review, in the past out there, only when it's been warm for about 7 days, 5 days. I would do it. You don't do bat reviews in the wintertime. It's just, you get so many variants, and whenever you're talking about a bat, you don't hit a bat nonstop. It took me, guys, and my guys will vouch for me here, it took me about 2.5 weeks to do a bat review. I didn't swing the bat 130 times in a row and then do the bat review. I never did that. I let the bat rest. There's ways to break bats in. And when you don't do that doing a bat review, you put out misinformation. And I'm not going to go into detail about all that shit, but I'm just saying, so what we are doing, is we're doing it the right way. Mr. Hancock's doing it. We're going to have our guys hit them. We're going to have our guys do video on them. We're going to hit the whiteout on Monday, and we're going to do compression testing on it. And I want to talk about that compression testing stuff in a minute too, and talk to you guys through that, because not everybody has a compression tester. Not everybody, and there's a way that you can find out, if the bat is actually imploding on you by your bat speed. Somebody with 100-mile-an-hour bat speed should not be picking up a softer barrel, a medium and a medium barrel, and start hitting with that bat and expect to get performance on it. How's it going, Alan? We're just talking about you. They're not going to get the same as I would, because my bat speed is not 100 miles an hour anymore. So my opinion on the batter, if there was a bat, he just came on here, matter of fact, a few minutes ago. The review that Adam Fowler, Fat Guy BP, puts out is going to be different than another review with those higher bat speed guys, those 40-year-old guys, 45-year-old conference players, whatever, they get out there and start advertising a bat and talk about how good it is. That bat will not fit, and talk about how great it is, because a harder barrel won't fit an Adam. Right. Chad, yes. So you have two different guys over there, one with a higher bat speed and Adam with the lower bat speed. So you're going to get pretty good consistency whenever those guys are doing it. So when you have big guys out there swinging a bat, and that bat will drop compression, especially if you don't let it rest, it will drop compression on you. So there is ways that we are going to, in the future, going to next year, on how better judge, by bat speed on bats. Being that this is Kevlar, there is different, if you guys watch the video today, there is different ways to find out. I put that Kevlar, the blackout video up this morning, and you can hear me talking about that. You can hear me talking about that bat whenever I was talking about the way our bats break in. They can get to that 150 compression, 155, 160 compression, and at a bat that I'm swinging, it's a Kevlar bat. You guys remember during Vegas last year, I had my personal bat, my signature bat, got down to 160 compression, but it had that ZOC composite. So what I did with that bat is it was imploding on me, so I gave it away. But what the Kevlar is doing is, at that 160 compression, I'm still getting that barrel response. I'm not getting too much of an imploding on that barrel on me. So I can keep it to a 145 or a 150 and then get rid of it. Now, and I know you guys are going to sit there, and because this happened to us, how do we know? How do we know that we're taking it into a tournament and that bat is a 140 compression or a 135 compression or a 130 compression? Well, if the bat is not altered, who gives a shit? Have your backup with you. And I'm not trying to be a dick here, but if your bat's not altered and you're taking it to a tournament, you always have a backup. Swing your backup. If you get tested and that bat fails, who gives a shit? You didn't alter it. Let it go. Let it go back and get tested. They're going to give it back to you later. Let it go back and get tested. Use the one that's in your bag. Carry 2 bats with you. I always, for the last 40 years, guys, 40 years 45 years I've been doing this. 45 years I've been doing this. I've always kept a backup of the same bat, same ounce, and I don't drop ounces. Same bat, same ounce in my bag. I carry 2 of them all the time. Either one get cracked or let's say this year going forward, one gets compression testing. I actually can compression test my stuff, so I'm going to know, right? It's those people that can't afford a compression tester. And I understand, guys, these things are freaking expensive as shit. They're hard to tote around if you're taking it to a tournament. Find somebody at a tournament that has one. There's a lot of other bat companies out there that do have compression testers. One being Porch. They always carry them with them everywhere they go, and they would compression test your bat. We had them in Vegas. And the guys would compression test their bats right there in front of us. So, that's another thing too. But how do you know? We're going to get into that in a minute. How do you know, where you're at when it comes to that? There was a discussion. I said I'm going to talk about it in my podcast, and I'll get to that because it's going to be a lengthy discussion when guys talked about matching bats, matching bat speeds with the bat, and they compromise and they slow their swing down. You should never do that, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Because of what Porch is doing, Porch is making bats made for everybody. Bats made for the ladies, for one, because nobody gave a shit about the ladies until we got involved. Nobody cared what they were swinging until we got involved and started talking about it. And me with Senior Softball Bat Reviews at the end of the year, beginning of last year, end of last year, beginning of this year right here, I started talking about it where it was a disadvantage. I've coached ladies teams. We took them to the national championships, and Mike Garibay, the guy that hits with me, we're 2 coaches that coached the team. My wife played on it, and a few of Zena Rossi played on it that hits with us now. So our thought process is, when you have a lower bat speed, and I'm not going to say ladies, I'm just saying we're going by bat speeds. We're not talking about ladies compared to men's. We're just talking about bat speed. When you get into the senior market, what we see is, for the last umpteen years that I thought about, was the older guys were pushed aside. And for one reason, I don't know why. Fuck, I know why. Because of the money. There wasn't a lot of them. There wasn't a lot of the older guys that were getting in tournaments, right? So they were kind of like pushed to the side, because what was coming up was the 40s, the 45s, and the 50s with that tremendous bat speed. So it was almost like one bat fits all. And I have to agree with that, because you can stick a hard barrel bat and those guys' hands are a hard barrel, let's say a balance bat, and stick in those guys' hands, they're still going to get performance out of it. So everybody started focusing, all your bat reviews during that time, because I saw it, started focusing on that. This bat's hot as shit. I can't believe you said this bat was a turd. Well, I was doing senior softball. A lot of people out there don't think 40s is senior softball. Okay? I was doing the 50s, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80s with that lower bat speed. So that's what we've turned into. So what we're getting is people out there just aren't educated when they talk about it. They start talking shit about Kevlar. You know, Kevlar never works. This is the greatest Kevlar bat out there. I heard that one the other day. And then they start going by well, Kevlar, you know, this bat, you know, I heard about this bat compression testing at 60, you know, at 100, at 60 swings, 100 at 60 swings. Well, that never fucking happened. If it was, I want to see the video on that one. I heard about the other one, you know. But who was swinging it? That would be my next question. This is what we're trying to teach people out there, because it's not one bat fits all. With the bat reviews, like I did them, I had categories on them. I guess they forgot about that shit, right? That was thrown out the effing window. On categories, we do it, Short Porch does it by categories. And I think going forward, and we're not, here's the deal, guys, you know, we don't want you guys to be misinformed. That's how come you get me repeating shit every week, because we want to hammer it down where, guys, this is the future. This is where it's going, where you're going to have, you know, the lower bat speed, you know, and there is a number there, and we will come up with that number next year, and we're going to post it on a website. It's going to be on my website, because I'm going to redo my whole website, and we're going to post it on there. That way you guys can better pick a bat. You know, you guys with that fast bat speed aren't going to walk in there and get a soft barrel Short Porch bat, and then all of a sudden it drops compression so fast, you're going to go, you sold me a turd. No, you should have picked the other one, you know, the Brandon Murray, the DI bat. You should have picked one of those, because those guys swing those bats, and they're not having trouble with them. You know, the Roberto Manaya bat, you know, those are bats that are going to be geared toward those guys. And there's going to be bats geared toward the, you know, the Stacy Cox, you know, geared more toward the, you know, and there might be another girls bat coming out next year. We don't know. We talked about it a little bit, you know, we're geared more toward that slower bat speed. I need to quit trying to read you guys stuff, but, so, and then you got that medium bat speed. What Kevlar has done with us, and Kevlar is, we don't give a shit what you guys say out there. We're not backing away from Kevlar. And the way, and this is the deal too, guys. If you really use common sense when you're doing this, or when you're watching us, think about it. Okay, you're talking about Kevlar doesn't work, but do you know what we're doing with Kevlar? Do you even have a clue on what we're doing with Kevlar? And how are you that much involved with what we're doing that you know that it's not going to work? You don't. You just throwing shit out there and hoping it will stick. Okay, we're not replicating Dudley's Kevlar. We're not doing that. Okay, that's one thing you guys got to get through your heads out there. It's not going to be the same design as that bat. It's not going to be the same design as the Kevlar stuff. So we're doing it differently. And with that, you get different, kind of like what I talked about a minute ago with the barrel response. You get a bat that's going to get down to that 160, 155, 150 compression and stay there for a long time with the right bat speed. And he's definitely, and he's going to get tremendous response out of that barrel, because it does have Kevlar in it. But it always makes me laugh, and I do sit back and laugh, and I do not chime in, because you can't change people like that. They're just going to be haters, and we're not worried about that. When you put the time up to do that video about that, we've already 3 steps or 4 steps in front of you by doing other shit. Shit, just today, 3 steps coming out the end of next year on different kinds of bats. So, guys, you just sit there back there, you just keep complaining about shit, you know, don't put videos out, just talk, you know, because we put videos out. We put videos out of us hitting it. You know, today was a lot of videos being out there. And we're showing the distance. We're showing the compression testing, you know. We're showing you guys 70-year-old guys. 3 70-year-old guys hit that white out the other day. 3 70-year-old guys hit it and loved it. The blackout too. The blackout, you can hear Billy Husta. I say Husta because I used to say Hastings, and he actually corrected me. So I Husta, which is a 160-pound guy. Hitting the fence at 335-foot fence. It's on video, guys. Go look at it. So we're showing you that video. At a 178 compression, I think it was, Trey. Trey will jump on here in a minute. 178, Clem, 175, something like that. At 150 swings. We got 460 swings on that bat. With those lower, Mark Reeves is not considered lower. Mark Reeves has tremendous bat speed, but he was thrown in there with us to hit that bat. Over 460 swings, I think we got on it. So what we're going to do on Monday, we're going to take that white out. Yeah, okay, I was thinking about Zena, because Z's on here. Zena hit the fence a couple of times at a 335-foot fence hitting men's balls. So, Trey, 175, there you go, brother. And so it's just, Alan talked about it today. We're going to do reviews on our own stuff, kind of tell you guys who should be swinging it, what kind of flex you have in the barrel, because we actually have insight on the Kevlar, because we have Jeff and Leslie talking to us about it. You're not hearing people that don't know shit talking to us about Kevlar. We actually know what Kevlar can do. So Alan in there, all of the guys, DI, Brandon Murray, Manaya, and I miss a few of you guys. You got Rachel Good, you got Stacy Carr, you got all them, Sarah, you have Todd, and they know about it. So if you guys want to know something, ask those guys. Ask those guys about it. Don't listen to the guy that's, hitting off a tee and talking about it sucks. How do you know? How the hell do you know? You don't. I'm getting way ahead of myself. I need to brighten something up in here because this is looking, and I did not share to everybody, but I'm going to share at the end here when I get off because it's something messed up on that. Guys, if you guys are on here right now, I've got 50 something. I'm going back to Wednesday nights on next week. I'll stay with Wednesday nights because I have got a lot of people that actually are tuning in and watching that on Wednesdays. Today, because of last Wednesday was Christmas Day, and I know a lot of you guys were trying to unwind at the end and taking care of everybody. And I figured y'all didn't want to hear me talk. And so I decided to do it this afternoon on a Friday. But you guys on Facebook, go to YouTube, join that. Short Porch Cutting Edge is the name of it. I'll put a link up on Facebook to get in on that. It doesn't cost anything to join, to actually be a subscriber, and you'll get all the latest new stuff. I do have a membership channel on there, guys, that only listen to me, only costs $5 a month. On that membership channel, I do talk about things I don't talk about on here. I do talk a little bit more, and I do point people in the direction where there's a lot of misinformation out there. I don't necessarily do it on here. But on that membership channel, those guys are a lot of the old minions that are on there. I was going to say something else, but there are a lot of the old minions, the followers that have been with me for like 15 years. A lot of those guys are still on there. That membership channel. Do not join. There's a way that you can join the upper tiers. Don't join the upper tiers because I'm doing everything on every tier. I'm gonna try to get rid of, and I don't know if I can get rid of those upper tiers. Just but join the $5 tier. Everything goes to that. I do a podcast a week, about an hour and a half to an hour long, and I talk about deep stuff on there. Stuff that I wouldn't say on here. S.A.R.M.S, selective androgen receptor modulators, MK677, which is a secretagogue. I do talk about that a little bit on here because I don't think it's like a S.A.R.M. It's actually not a S.A.R.M. It's a secretagogue. A secretagogue is what pushes your pituitary gland to release more growth at nighttime. I think a lot of you guys watching this, and I'll get to that in a minute, a lot of you guys watching this need to look into a way to increase growth hormone. It's actually a healer. I'm not talking this, and do some research on it. Just don't listen to me. I'm not a doctor. I'm not sitting there telling you I'm a doctor, but definitely Art. Because here's the deal about that, Art, is like there's so much shit I'm restricted from saying here. And there's so much shit that I want to call people out on being effing liars that I can't say on here. So that channel actually helps me because it is a membership channel. And I do vent about things that I think are wrong. You know, that is a disservice to a lot of people out there and a lot of haters, you know, and calling the haters out, you know, because there's a lot of other shit that goes on that I know about because I do have people that are involved with me that will tell me things that they heard, or they have a text message, or they have an email, and they'll send the email right straight to me, and I'm going, son of a bitch. So I think you need people like that in your life, and I do have quite a few people that have been with me for years that know that, you know, I'm trying to help people. Short Porch is trying to help people. So the Learning Channel. So jump on there, join that if you want to. I got a podcast. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow, Rachel. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow around noon. That way, it's Saturday, you guys can kind of get in there and ask me a lot of questions. I like to do it on Saturdays or Sundays. I did it last week, but I want to get in. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about it recently. New information I just found out about. Like somebody's talking about the weather when that review was actually done. So, and the people that were involved in that review, two of them are well-known haters of me. And I do have evidence of that. We're done in a review on Short Porch, so you know what you're going to get with that. And I don't want to sit there and make excuses. I really don't. I just don't listen to them anymore. And actually, Alan's involved in it too. Somebody in that video was a well-known hater, Alan Hancock. But that membership channel, guys, I'm on Instagram. I started posting a lot of videos on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I have been posting videos recently on TikTok, a lot of shorts that I have. But going into 2025, we're going to expand a little bit more on that whenever my website kicks off and starts getting bigger when it comes to that, which is, I'm going to try to get it name changed. It's under Senior Softball Bat Reviews, the website is. SeniorSoftballBatReview.com is the website. So I'm going to get that all changed up. I'm going to put more numbers on there because y'all, and I know y'all don't want to go back and look at numbers that I spew out here. And I think it would be better if you just went to a website, either ours or Short Porch, and maybe we're going to clear out a little area on Short Porch website where we do match bat speeds to bats, because that's what we're talking about here. Especially we're going to be doing, especially when we're bringing back that short, that slow, medium, and hard. I need to get my kid to take it over. Jason's talking about his 10-year-old kid took over his TikTok. And I said, I need to get my kids to take it over and start helping me out. They're not a lot more savvy than I am when it comes to that. So if we are going to sit here and preach about, you know, what better fits your swing, which I think, you know, we've been doing for a while here, is start putting stuff on the website that actually puts bats in categories. And maybe it'll help out the review guys. Like if they're going to have all these 100-mile-an-hour guys swinging with them, maybe they shouldn't grab a bat that doesn't fit their bat speed, you know, and give an honest review on it. You know, maybe they need to grab that higher bat speed bat. So that's what I'm hoping for, but I don't think I'm going to get it. Let me go in, and I don't want to. I need to write something down after you said that. And they talked about how the ball affects a bat when it comes to like exit velos or our distance, you know, what kind of distance. And that would have to be a review, you know, and we could probably do it now. My balls are kept inside. I would have to take a bag of balls and put them outside. But like I said, guys, the mornings have been 60 degrees here. Afternoons been 85. So wait till next we get into that. We get into that January, February. I need to write that down. About something that came to me, or I'll get a squirrel moment and forget it. That wouldn't be a bad idea. They were talking about what the effect does to bats whenever you're swinging with cold balls. Definitely going to crack a bat a lot faster, and you're going to lower the compression. Listen to me. Listen to me. When you hit in cold weather, the balls could be cold, the bats could be cold. Your bat is going to lose compression faster. That's common sense, guys. I see it a lot. Doing this over the last 15 years, a bat will lose compression. That's how come we stayed away from hitting in 60-degree weather. When it was going to be 60 degrees outside, we very seldom did we do a review. It had to be 70+ degrees outside for us to start the review, and we tried to wait as late as we can. We were doing the reviews maybe up into like 11, 12 o'clock, but after 12, it's hard to get people out there. You know, they don't want to wait around until you get. So I would just plan it where it had to be 65. It had to be 65 degrees. That gave you an honest review on the bat and gave you the longevity of the bat. We're talking about when I did the bat reviews. So our biggest thing was what a bat, we already tested this. You're going to lose compression if you use cold balls and if you use a cold bat in cold weather. You're going to lose compression faster, right? I didn't go into detail on how fast. Some bats were different though too. There were some bats that would lose. I'm not going to call out any bat companies. You guys relax out there. So what happened would different types of bat would lose compression faster. Your harder barrel bats would lose compression slower. Your softer barrel bats or your medium barrel bats would lose compression faster. So that's what we got last 15 years. I didn't think, when I did the testing on it, I didn't think it was relevant to talk about it because, you know, probably at the time where you guys can buy and swing whatever you wanted to swing during the wintertime. Guys, we're not thinking too right now. Nobody should be out there taking BP with any bat. I'm not just talking about our bats, but any bat, any top tier bat. You should not be out there taking BP with it. You know, I would even go as far as hitting off a tee in 30, 40 to 50 degree weather. I would go as far as don't do that. It just, and another thing too is heat or cold does not affect carbon or Kevlar. It affects the polymers, the rosins that are in it, the stickum, the adhesives that are in it. It doesn't affect the material. It doesn't affect the carbon, or it does not affect it does not affect the car. I'm laughing at something somebody said. Some smart ass out there. It doesn't affect the carbons. What it does affect is the adhesives, the rosins, and stuff like that. It breaks them down a lot faster when you're hitting. Going into that, and I'm going to get off this in a minute, and I just get off this rant that I'm talking about. This is the other stuff I want to talk about here. I want to explain something to you, and I did a video on that, and on this, and I will release the video coming in January. Guys get up here and they talk about bat warmers. Like they came out with this rule that you cannot use bat warmers because it is actually altering a barrel of a bat if you use a bat warmer. Then you got these people out there saying it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Bat warmers don't work. You know, you got these people out there saying, well, I think it works with what I do, what I swing or whatever. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Okay. So gather around, just listen to what I have to say. As a part of a company, right? We can tell you what bat to swing at what temperature. I think across the board, and I think this changed too, because when I first started doing reviews, guys, it was 55 degrees and then we would hit them and the bats would last. Then it turned into new technology coming around. And all of a sudden I noticed that we had to move it up to 60 degrees. Then we had to move it up a few years later, had to move it up to 65 degrees. I actually think right now 65 with short porch is safe. 65 to 70 is pretty safe. If your bats have been left inside the house at 75-degree weather for 3 or 4 days. And I'm not saying just recently put inside the house from out in the garage. I'm not saying that. In my opinion, stay away from hitting in any kind of cold weather. Stay away from hitting in the weather during the wintertime to actually help your bats. Now, because the technology nowadays, because of the top tier bats that are out there right now, and what we would talk about, what I would talk about during that time is nobody should be swinging this bat in this degrees. And it actually, like I said, 55, 60, 60, it went up, all the way up to like 65. 10 degrees it went up. So we're telling you guys, and I know this is why you guys are pissed off. I understand. I'm going to tell you exactly why. We're telling you guys, okay, this is the short porch bat. In my opinion, do not swing this bat under 60 degrees, 65 degrees, right? I'm just saying a number, right? I think it's 65. So don't be swinging this bat under 65. So when SSUSA throws a tournament, and let's say it doesn't get above 50, what the F are you going to do? You're going to take that bat out there. You're going to take that bat out there, and what say you crack it? Because they did not want you to have a bat warmer to warm that barrel up. Now, I'm only saying this because of one thing here. I think bat warmers work for certain people. I think bat warmers work for the lower bat speed guys, and they actually hurt the younger guys that have that high bat speed. Because we're talking about, guys, here's the deal. We're talking about, we want to fit you guys with a bat that matches your bat speed. Bat speed, I've tested this on other bat companies out there. Bat speed, when you warm that barrel up, and I did this about 5 months ago, when you take a bat from inside your house, it's been in there for a week. I took it outside, I did a compression test on it, and then I stuck it on the front of my truck at 100-degree weather for 4 hours. This is from another company. It lost 8 pounds of compression on that barrel. I have the video. It lost 8 pounds of compression on that barrel. Now that bat in a slower bat speed guy's hands it's gonna feel good to them, right? In, let's say 60, 55, 50-degree weather, it's gonna feel good to them. But if you took that bat and you took it in a 100-mile-an-hour bat speed, the barrel's gonna implode on him. It's gonna implode. So what you just did when you made that rule up, it was a disadvantage to all the slower bat speed guys, i.e. the older guys out there, or the slap hitters. I would be considered a slap hitter because of the way I play. A lot of you guys don't, unless you watch the video, you don't know how I play. You just see the video of me hitting. That's it. I don't play like that. So I'm more of a slap hitter. High average hitter is what I am. So making that rule, and for people who go out there, it doesn't work. Yes, it does. Short porch bats on the ZOC composite lost 5 pounds of pressure, setting in 100-degree weather for 4 hours. So yes, it does. The heat on the barrel of the bat does loosen those rosins and composites up where it makes it more flexible, barrel more flexible. But who is it an advantage for? Who is it a disadvantage for? So basically you took a group of seniors out there and you banned something that would actually help them a little bit, but they don't have the bat speed to actually hurt anybody. And then on a lot of the 40, 45, 50 with that 100-mile, 90-mile-an-hour bat speed, it's a disadvantage because you're loosening up the barrel too much. It's going to implode on them. There. So, and I do have video on that, guys. Compression testing them. You can see where it drops. On other bat companies out there, you're losing 8 pounds on the Kevlar bat. I have not tested, but I am going to test. on that, John. So just give me a hold up on that. But on the ZOC composite, when we had it, was 5 pounds of pressure. It would actually lose. So it does work, guys. Don't let it, when somebody says it doesn't work, it's not true. I have video that it does work, and I tested it over and over again to make sure. So it does work. But for who? For who? A lot of the lower bat speed guys, it helps them because it loosens up that barrel, makes it flex a little bit better. A lot of ladies, it helps them because they're going to take a bat out there, you know, and they're going to hit with it, and it's just going to, because of that barrel's going to be so cold, it's just going to, it probably going to crack on them. If it does, I think because of common sense, it'll actually help that barrel, help that bat last longer to them. But when you got and here's another thing too, if you're hitting, there's a cutoff there. If you're hitting a bat that doesn't have a bat warmer on it and you have that slow bat speed, those guys probably aren't going to, there's a lower percentage of those guys cracking bats anyway, right? So there's there's different ways you could look at this, right? Because if you do the bat warmer on a guy that has let's say a 60-mile-an-hour bat speed, chances are of him cracking that bat, if he didn't have the bat warmer on it, is actually very low, right? Now, performance is different. You know, it's going to help him get a little bit more performance on it because that barrel's going to flex a little bit better for him. He's going to a little bit more pop on the ball, exit velo. Another thing, too, Short Porch does not consider exit velo when you test a ball coming off the barrel to distance. Now, listen to this. Just because you have an exit velo at 150 miles an hour doesn't mean you're getting 400, 450 foot on that ball. A lot more goes into it than just exit velo. And I've said this in the past before I became part of Short Porch, and we all agree on it here at Short Porch, is your exit velo when it comes to, and there's so many variants in exit velo that are human error. Now, I can see if you got a robotic doing exit velo, that's different because you can do that same swing every time. With human people, you don't get that same exit. You don't get that same, I'm just going to rip this one. You might torque it up a little bit, you know, you might step a little different. You might have ate good the night before, ate good that morning. You know, did you fool around the night before? Has a lot. Did you get enough sleep the night before? Then you're going to do it the next day. It's going to be the same. No, that's what I call human error. So I don't believe in that shit. If you're going to do robotic testing, by all means do robotic testing on it, but it still does not match distance when you're doing exit velo. Magnus effects is tied in there too, right? The Magnus effect, the spin on the ball too, is tied in there too. And that's as far as I'm going to go on that, because I could sit here and tell you shit, and I don't want anybody to know the stuff that we know, basically. But me and Jeff and Leslie agree 100% when it comes to that. Just because you got big exit velo numbers. Shaving. And I know I got to get off of that, but I just want you guys to be definitely I'd have to think, Randall, that's 100% positive on that, because I've done long distance shooting too. It's not only the weapon, it's the actual and I'm going to get into other stuff in a minute too. I'm going to get into nutrition too, so guys, so just hang on. Just wait for me here. 65, and I haven't shared with anybody. That's pretty damn good, guys. I might go to Fridays. No, I'm not. I'm not going to go to Fridays. No names have been released on the bat shaving. Matt Barnes had contacted me today and asked me if I knew of any bat names that had been released. I told him I did not, and I had not heard anything yet, which why would they call me first? I don't think they would. But he wants to know because he wanted to get a heads up on it because he is scheduling tournaments, and he doesn't want that ban on his group, on Matt Barnes's TPSSA, to be out there before the year starts, which is, I understand that. I really do. But on the other side, there's going to be appeals. There's probably going to be a lawyer involved. There's probably going to be a few of those guys that actually just say, F it, I'm going to retire, you know, or go to hit, I mean, you guys, man, is if those guys can play in other tournaments, or how far is his ISSA going to do a band? If the SSUSA does a band, I know that Matt Barnes is going to do a band after he finds out the names and put the names out there. Dennis, you're such a dick, man. That's funny, man. Dennis said something that was funny. Anyway, I do hope the names are released, because on that membership channel I was talking about, you don't know people. You don't know people that get up here. You don't know people that get up. You guys need to stop, man. You don't know people that get up here or talk to you or put out different podcasts or put out different reviews, and it just shows the integrity of what I've been trying to preach for a long time. Guys quit. Don't know that. So, what I would like the due process to go and find out if it was true or not. That being said, there was something that posted today on Facebook about buying bats from people that you don't know. I do know that this has happened to somebody that I know, where it wasn't tested, but they did buy a bat from a tournament in San Marcos, and it was a well-known bat. It was a 2.0 Dudley, and and he knew I was looking for one, and it was a 12-inch 2.0. So he walked up to the guy and he says, "Hey, what size is that?" And I think he said a 27 is what I swung. And he goes, "How much you want for it?" The guy goes, $50. And I'm like, so he bought it and brought it to me. I let him swing it. The first time he swung it, he goes, "Does this bat feel different to you?" And I said, "Yeah, it feels light as shit for a 27. The first bat he hit over the street, 450 foot. He threw it. He threw it, you know, he just threw it. And he said, "No, we already know what happened to that bat." And so be careful. You know, it was a learning for $50. It was actually a learning for him, is be careful what you buy. You know, I don't know everybody out there. I was contacted the other day about, you know, is this guy good to go? And his name is Harold Boyd. I do know Harold Boyd is a good friend of mine. Him and his wife, Lisa. And I said, yeah, he's good to go if he's selling bats. Always double check who you're buying bats from, you know, because what happens to a lot of people, is, I need to quit, man. Guys, quit. What happens to a lot of people is, you know, they sell bats to buy other bats. So okay, prime example, if you know, a new design like our design's coming out, yeah, always good to go. A good design's coming out. So what they do is they'll sell the old design and they'll try to get money enough to buy that new design. Guys, I lived that shit for 15 years because I would sell all of my review bats that I would hit, and I would sell them, and I turn around and buy other bats that I could review. So I already know what you guys are doing. I'm not saying anything bad about it. Just be aware that you could be picking up shaved things out there. You take it to a tournament, and all of a sudden they compression test you, and you do fall below that 140 or that 150 that's in Florida, and all of a sudden you're like, and I guarantee you're like this, and they're going, "We don't give a shit. 10 years, bud, you're gone." But no, they don't give a shit, guys. You get caught with a bat that has been shaved. And I think this next year in 2025, it's going to get worse, where a lot of people are going to start jumping on and saying this is bullshit, that we need to get this out of people's hands. I will say this too, and I do want to put this out there because this is knowledge that probably a lot of people out there too. There is different organizations that have more shaved bats in theirs than other organizations. That I've known for a few years now. where they don't do anything about it. They don't even hint on doing anything about it. They let you swing whatever you want to swing going to this tournament or hitting in this organization. And someone said the other day, you know, and I'll leave that at that. But someone said the other day, like people, like Alan just said, people shave senior bats. Well, I think a lot of the people that shave senior bats have shaved U-trip bats and ASA bats too. So it's something that it's you know, it's something that they don't want to, they want to be the man, they want to be the guy, they want to hit the bombs, they want to be looked at as the guy. You know, that's the only thing that I can gather from it. They have an ego very big, and Robert, I'm going to have, and I'll tell you right now, buddy, 5 different bats. You guys want to know something? I got better performance on the bat I didn't roll. I got more life out of the bat that I did roll. 100 swings more on all the bats I rolled. I had 6 of them. I did 3 and 3. And I did not mark them, and I let my guys swing them. So that being said, it doesn't matter what I say. Nobody gives a shit what I say. I think I've tested it. I think it doesn't do, I think it helps. This is just me too. Now let's do this too. Since I said that, let's talk about barrel flex, and let's talk about bat speed. I think you 40, 45, 50 with that high bat speed don't need to roll your bats, right? You don't have to roll your bats. It's going to take you a little bit of swings to get it broke in. You roll it in your hands. You hit it light at the beginning. You don't sit there and just blast like these bat review people out there. You sit there, lasers everywhere, right? Freaking lasers everywhere. They're tearing the shit out of that bat. If you ever watched our video when we did senior softball bat reviews, we took our first round was letting the bat rest, hitting spinners, 52 300s, and spinners the first time. That's how come it was a true review when we did it. We weren't sitting up there just blasting shit. Oh, shit, look how far. Oh, shit, the bat cracked. Oh, wow. Well, you didn't take care of it. So on you, get back to what I was talking about. On you guys with that fast bat speed, you don't have to do it. Just break your bat in properly. Let it rest. You know, take 15 swings, no more than 50. At the higher bat speed, no more than 15 swings. On the lower bat speed, you can probably go a little bit more. So what has happened in the past 15 years that I can see is a lot of the older gentlemen with that medium-low bat speed or that low bat speed, or the ladies out there, never would break a bat in. It would take them a year or two to break a bat in. So they're at a disadvantage when they're going to play against a guy that already in his same age group or same bat speed that had broke his bat in. So he's up there hitting. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that. What's wrong with that bat? I don't understand what's wrong with that bat. Well, it's just not broke in for you because you're not compressing that barrel. You're probably not using the right balls to compress that barrel. And those guys shouldn't be swinging on 52 300s either, because it's just going to take them a year to break that bat in. So I thought back in the day that those guys need to get their bats rolled, right? They need to get their bats rolled. Don't give it that bullshit that you can cut a bat open and tell if it's rolled. That's no fucking way you can do that. No way. They tell you that to keep you from doing it. But so all of the 50, all of the 45, 50, 55, that high bat speed, I don't think they need to do it, you know, because that bat speed was up there. But what about the 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80-year-old guys that don't have that bat speed, right? So I would suggest to them that maybe they need to look into it. That's all. Because who are you going to get to break that bat in for you? You know, your buddies are your same age that you hit with. So that's the way I look at it too. There's always 2 different ways you can look at things too. Is it illegal? Yes, guys. I'm not saying we need to get a petition up and make it illegal, make it legal again, because they're not going to look at it like that because they haven't done any research in it. They don't have anybody on the board that has done research in this, right? I've done research in it all, because before I get up there and talk at the mouth, I need to make sure that I'm right when I'm talking to you guys about this shit. And I've done 2 different, one of them's been out there for years when I did it. And I called Craigslist, had somebody do it for me, videotape the whole thing. You know, at the end, I said, I don't think it does anything, you know. Now that I've gotten older, because I done with 12, 13 years ago, now that I've gotten older, I think a lot of you old guys out there that live up north. And what about you guys that live up north now? You know, you're out there. You don't have to. It's cold as shit up there. When you going to hit your bats? And then you're hitting the bat that actually, okay, let's say you pick up a U-triple-S.A. bat from Short Porch, and you put your bat on the side because it's the same weight because the wig popper, same weight as that wig popper. So you're hitting the 240 wig popper, and it's the same weight distribution. So you're hitting that during off season. You haven't broke your bat in. So now you're going to haul ass to try to get your bat broke in before the tournament start. So it's just there's different ways of looking at it. But listen to me, it's illegal to do it. There's no way to catch you doing it, but it is illegal to do it. And those people that say it looks like it's been rolled. Well, the only way, if they roll it too much, you know, if they get it, like if you take it to a guy that done U-trip bats and he's going to roll your ASA bat and he's going to roll your bat, he's going to tear it up. Yeah, especially if it's a senior bat, he's going to tear it up. So that's what I think they're complaining. Like if a bat cracks too easy, you know, I know we had a few sent to us that look like they've been rolled, and it'll usually crack this way because they actually, when they rolled it, they tightened it too much. You know, compressed that wall too much, and it was at a stretch, like kind of like a stress fracture is what it looked like. Exactly. So what do? It's always everything that I see with the bat warmers, with the rolling, it's always a disadvantage for the older guys. It's always a disadvantage for the guys that have that slower bat speed because they don't think like that. They just think one size fits all. Short Porch doesn't think like that. That's how come, okay, prime example. These bats that are lower in compression that we have out right now, the whiteout, the blackout, those bats are made for fast break-in period. The first blackout that was out, guys, you did not, this ain't no shit. You did not have to take 2 swings to break that bat in. That bat was game ready for you the first blackout that was put out. So we're trying to push the envelope on getting a bat game ready just for you to take out. So what we're doing with that is that's progressing over to the U-trip, and that's progressing over to, you know, you have a bat that registers, you know, at 240 compression testing. You got a bat that the other day registered at 235. You have the blackout that registered at 205. So you know automatically that bat's not going to take long to break in at 205 compression, at 200 compression. That right off the bat when we show you, that bat's not going to take a long time to break in. So that's what we're trying to do. Get something. So again, we're kind of pushing toward the slower bat speed guys, and we're kind of pushing more toward the older seniors out there because we all think that they were, okay, we make a bat for fast bat speed guys. That's easy. That's easy. Ask these other bat companies. They go from U-trip into senior. They just bend a little shit and that's it. It's ready to go because of fast bat speed. They can get up there and hit anything. Anytime you see a guy hitting lasers, he can hit anything. And he sees big guys out there just smoking lasers. That ain't me. I'm not that guy, you know. I'm getting too far into that. Get back to shaving. Guys, they're doing it. They're still doing it. Doesn't matter how much we get up here and talk about it. They're still doing it. There needs to be something done. There needs to be names released. Yes, all of them. Fast bat speed guys in their 40s can game things out of the wrapper. Game all of our bats out of the wrapper. Yes, they are. What's up, Sean? Altering bats a big problem. Get back to that, guys. Watch out who you're batting. Watch out who you're getting bats from. Now, and I don't want that to shut off. I do want, there's a lot of good people out there that are trying to sell their product. Just do research on it. Do background checks. Kind of like do a lot of vetting toward those people. Nobody should swing it. I'm kind of going through what I got to talk about here. Nobody should be swinging. I'm already in an hour, man. Nobody should be swinging bats this time of year, guys. You know, that's just me. We're hitting on Monday. It's supposed to be 85 degrees on Monday, low 60. So we'll start in the morning about 9 o'clock. It should be like 65 by the time we get started. My balls are inside in the next room. So, yes, definitely don't. I already talked about that one. Dude, I tell you what, man, I can't handle. Well, I heard in Florida about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, it was 50 degrees in Florida. So that there can even here, it's going to get down to, you know, I think after next week, it's going to get down in the 50s, and that we're not going to take anything out, and we're not going to do any hitting. And for one, we don't do bat reviews anymore. And even when I did bat reviews, I didn't do it anyway. I just shut it down. It wasn't that much. It wasn't that important to me to advertise for these companies out there. You know, I wasn't an advertiser. I was a bat review guy. There's a big difference. Big difference, guys. And you can see it. I mean, you can see it. What we're going to do going forward, Alan's going to do this too, because I've seen Alan on here most of the night, is, Jason, you need to, what we're going to do is compression testing. 100 swings into it. We did it a little bit the other day where, I think 180, 100 swings into the Trey Roberts wig popper, and you can hear him, and he'll get on here and say it right here too. Got 100 swings into that wig popper with him swinging it, got down to 180. So it went from 205, 204 when we started that, and we got it down to 180, 100 swings into it, and him swinging it. I think Zena might have got in there and swung it. Maybe one of the older guys got in there and swung it, because he wasn't going to give it to Clem, and he wasn't going to give it to especially Mark Rees, because he got tremendous bat speed with Mark and Clem and Murray. So he wasn't going to get him to them, so he let the guys with that slower bat speed swing it to get it there. And he said, if you guys hear me on the video, he said that that's about where I want it is 180, because that's my number. And I said, no, not really, because this is Kevlar. You can get down to 160, and 160 feels like you're 180 because you're going to get that barrel response, guys. That's what we're seeing right now with that Kevlar material that everybody's hating on. But I need to quit, man. Like those guys out there, I need to quit. Are you swinging the blackout, Tara? The one thing, and I think I said this, but I want to talk about it a little bit more, is the one thing about when you're getting that compression, like when we start with a low compression, like when you first do your compression testing, I do want to put those numbers up on every review that we get, the starting compression, right? Because a lot of you guys, like what I think what happens, what you should go by a little bit, is a lot of you guys with that fast bat speed will pick a bat that starts off compression at 235, somewhere around there, 240. I'm talking about other bat companies. I'm just talking about us. I'm talking about other bat companies. So a lot of you guys with that higher bat speed will pick a bat at 230, 240. Well, a lot of the lower bat speed guys won't even go toward that, right? Because it's going to take them a long time to get that bat, or even if they get that bat down. And I've said this in past videos too. There were some bat companies out there when I was doing the reviews that wouldn't even get that compression down to 190. Well, that sucked for me, or sucked for, you know, Mike Garibay, or it sucked for Billy Husta that had that slower bat speed. So I would look for bats that compression test at 205 or 200, right? So, God, there's so much I need to get to. So what we're going to do is we're going to compression test all of our stuff when we start. I'm probably going to put that on my website, tell you what every bat compression test, started compression testing at, and what category they're going to fit in. And I think that's going to be a service to a lot of people out there going up into 2025. Compression testing everything. We don't respond to bat review people anymore because I don't think they really get the slow. I got it, but I don't think they really get the slow, medium, and hard when it comes to, you know, we're talking about bat speed and barrel flex. Handle flex got a lot to do with it too, but I don't want to get into handle flex at this time right now. Somebody put this out there, man, and I just a couple of questions I want to answer right now before I get into bats for us. Somebody said, I know senior bats are hotter than the bats we used to swing back in the old days. How many swings am I expected to get? Now, this is a good one here. How many swings am I expected to get on a high bat speed person am I supposed to get out of my bat? It all depends on what bat you pick, because I just said this a minute ago. If you got a high bat speed and you pick a bat with a low that'll get there faster, lower for you, that's a slow bat speed. If you got a high bat speed and you mix that in with a slow bat speed, it's going to get there whack fast, and the bat's going to blow up on you or implode on you. That's how come, guys, we've been trying to push this for a while now. So that's how come we're kind of building bats for you guys to stay away from the middle and the lower bat speed guys. So we're building bats for each category. If you mix this guy with this category, it's going to get there fast, lose compression, and it's going to crack on you, right? Especially in lower temperatures. Now, let's say I stick you with a short porch bat, and I stick that bat in your hands, and you're a high bat speed person, and I stick you with a bat that matches your bat speed with short porch. Let's say a DI or a Brandon Murray, right? You should get at least 350, and this is by 15 years of doing this. 350 to 400 swings on that bat is what you should be getting. 300 I'll take. I will take personally 300 on my bat. Personally, I'll take 300, right? So the same, not as much with that middle bat speed, guys. So let's say you're swinging at 80, 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. You're going to get less life out of a bat. You're going to get where that bat implodes on you the more you hit it. I mean, unless you're swinging a log, guys, there's nothing we can actually do for you guys unless we build you a titanium bat, right? So you're going to lose it. That's just a disadvantage of having fast bat speed. You're going to, the life of that bat's going to go whack, and it's going to crack on you. Guys, I've had Bubba with me, you know, especially if you're a square ball hitter too. That actually adds in there too. If you're a cutter, you're going to get more life out of it. If you're a square ball hitter, you're going to cut your life in half. So that's things you need to look into. Bubba was a cutter. It's lasted long, but Bubba cracked a shit ton of bats. Mark Reeves will crack a shit ton of bats. Now, you go to the medium, which I would put Trey in. Trey doesn't cut. He's a square ball hitter, so he's going to crack bats prematurely than he would getting the life out of that bat. But if you put that bat on that medium bat speed in a cutter's hands, he's going to get 200 swings more out of it, 150 more swings out of it. So it's just not one thing. Then you got the slow bat speed guys, right? And if his bat, that bat that we make matches his bat speed, he's going to double his life. So he's going to get 700, 750, 800 swings on that bat, because it does have a flexi barrel. It's matching his bat speed, right? It's that category, that slow bat speed are the ladies out there. You're going to get almost 1,000 swings. You're going to be pushing 1,000 swings. If you get 700, I'm happy, but you'll be pushing 1,000 swings on that slower bat speed, guys, right? You should be able to get 700, 800, 900 swings on that bat, on a short porch bat. I'm not talking about anybody else, not on a short porch bat. But if you take that bat and you give it to this guy, he's going to blow it up prematurely. You give it this guy, he's going to blow it up in 10 to 15 swings, because it doesn't match his bat speed. That's what we've been talking about, guys. It doesn't match his bat speed. So that's something to need to think about too, you know, when you're picking out a bat, you know. Another thing too, you know how many guys kept that blackout, that first run of blackouts that had that medium high bat speed? A shit ton, because they didn't care. They wanted to hit the furthest and longest home runs they've ever hit, and they wanted to get three tournaments out of it. If they could get 3 tournaments or 2 tournaments out of it, they were happy, especially at the end of the year when they took them, and they didn't turn them back in, because they wanted to get out there and get those 2 to 3 games out of it. I got one tournament out of mine. I think I got 17 at bats, and it's in my bag still for next year. If something doesn't come out that I like, that will be my gamer next year. But chances of that happen are not very good, because we got some good shit coming down the road. So I'll probably put it up. I won't get rid of it. I'm going to put it up. One thing about all of our bats that are being made right now, that we're all collaborating. I keep an extra one with me, and it's off in the corner. You know, I have 3 of my bats back here, my signature bats that are back behind this curtain too. And that's just something. But I do have that bat waiting. It's got 210, 215 swings on it. And it's my gamer. If I have to play, you know, tomorrow, it'll be my gamer. But I'm going to talk about some stuff that's coming down the road here. I think I talked about the rest of the stuff. There was something in here that I did want to. I wanted to talk about this before I got too involved, and I told somebody I was going to bring this up, man, and I do want to talk about it a little bit. Oh shit! And after this, I'll get into gloves, and I'm going to get into bats. I promise you. Maybe some supplements, but depending on how long I go tonight. I still got a lot of people watching me, so. Listen to this question. Everybody, listen up. Don't be talking to anybody. Can your swing speed exceed what it is designed for? Can your swing speed exceed what the bat is designed for? Will a bat for slower bat speed be less effective when a higher bat speed person swings it? You hear those questions? I have a senior bat designed for slower swing speed. I've learned it right now. It seems that I get a bigger jump off the ball the less I swing. Guys, this is just not with short porch. This is something that I've experienced for the last, not really 15 years. I did experience about 10 years ago because I started to learn. You'll hear Clem, or you'll hear Mark Reeves. You'll even hear Murray Williams talk about if he just takes a smooth swing, he hits the ball further. That means that for your bat speed, the barrel is imploding on you. And what happens to a lot of guys out there that I think you should never do is slow your bat speed down. We are trained, guys. I train in the gym right outside this door. I got a gym in there. I train for fast twitching muscle fiber. When you guys hit off a tee, when you guys hit BP, you're training fast twitching muscle fiber. So to tell yourself if you slow your swing down, there's so many areas for miss hits, right? 80%, Ron, only if you're in trouble. But my goal to walk up to the plate and just rip it. Rip it in 5-6 hole, rip it up the middle, rip it in the gap. You know, if I have a home run, I'll rip it in the air. Only when I'm in trouble do I cut my swing down. Only when I have strikes on me, I'll cut my swing down. Only when I'm in trouble, because you got to have weapons, right? So that's the only reason, or when I have a full count on me. You'll see me tomahawk, and I'll take off my swing just to get it in the outfield. So what happens whenever you grab a bat that you had bought from other bat companies out there, you'll find out that the compression on that bat will reach, I'm just going to say, and it's got to reach low, let's say 165, 170. That bat is actually imploding for your bat speed. So what people start to do is if they know this, they'll take off their swing and just take pow, and they'll notice they'll get, boom, they'll get exit velo numbers going through the roof, right? Not necessarily distance, but they'll get exit velo numbers going through the roof. So then their thought process, they think they need to slow the swing down. That's why Short Porch understands this. Short Porch, we agreed to this point right here where nobody should slow their swing down when they're up there and they're playing ball, because it's just so hard to do. You got to master it, you know, to be a slap hitter. But what happens when the game's on the line and you're sitting there and you just want to hit, it doesn't matter what. Like I've always talked to people about when the game's on the line, you don't want to make a shitty out taken off your swing, right? You don't want to do a 60, 70% swing and just punch it. If you're going to make an out, you just want to rip it, right? It just looks better if you're going to make an out. You don't want to hit this weak shit, you know? So I always talk to people out there, hit it as hard as you can. Hit it as hard as you can. If the bat is imploding on you, go to another effing bat. Find out what your bat speed is. That's what we've been preaching, right? So find out what your bat speed is. Go to a different bat. You should never take off your swing. And I told Clem that. I told Trey that. I told Murray that. No, we need to get a bat in your hands that has that higher bat speed because you're overtaking the barrel. You know, so basically, I just want to I told those guys I want to talk about this. You know, can you get a bat that will exceed? Yes, you can. Definitely 100% as hard as you can. So you want to get a bat that's not going to exceed your bat speed. And what happens in that situation is you tend to take off a little bit. You don't want to take off, guys. I'm telling you. Too many people make outs taking off a lot more outs, and you're just not used to taking off. You take batting practice to hit the ball as hard as you can, as far as you can. I know when we take batting practice, I try to hit it down as hard as I can, right? When I'm getting ready for a tournament, I'm not talking about the reviews that you see or us hitting or doing, because a lot of ours are actually advertising, right? Because I'll tell you the truth, we're out there seeing how far we can hit the ball with that bat. It's advertising, but you'll notice that we do control things too, because we want to see if the bat has control. That has a lot to do with flex. So we're actually slapping the ball up the middle, slapping 5-6-0. So definitely, guys, you want to swing at 100%. That's why Short Porch has soft, medium, and hard. You know, you can actually grab you can grab a bat out there that we produce that will, you know, not too many companies will produce that. Few companies out there that do that soft, and then that's it. That's all they produce. And, you know, other companies do that hard, and they put that out there. And usually, what it gravitates toward them is that 40-mile-an-hour guys. That 40-mile-an-hour. That 40 age group guys, 45, 50, that have that 100-mile-an-hour bat speed. And I can't say that they can swing anything. They can't pick up a Short Porch, you know, they can't pick up a Short Porch slow bat speed and expect to get, you know, 50 swings out of it. You know, it's going to lose compression on them. Actually, Adam, handle flex matters quite a bit on different people. Now you're talking about bat speed too, Adam. You're right. It matters sometimes. I can't see the rest. I'm not even gonna push it. I said it sees more, but depending on bat speed, handle flex does matter. Weight distribution, handle flex does matter. There's a formula there. Gentlemen, I got two bats in. I got two bats. I got two. I got two gloves in. We have Short Porch gloves. You guys see that shit? These are Short Porch gloves. I think we're doing a test run. That's them right there. Short Porch gloves. And it's probably backwards, but you guys can see it. I am sending mine. Oh, that is tough. So I'm sending mine away to get worked on, and I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to do a review on the man who is working on my, one's a 13 inch and one's a 14 inch. There you go. This is Tammy's right here, infielder glove, and this is my pitching glove or first base glove. So that's it right there. These gloves are leaving the house tomorrow, and they're going to the man that does Maven Glove Bomb. He's out of Florida, and he's going to work on them for me because he does have where he breaks gloves in, and he doesn't charge a lot of money, and I'm going to send it to him. He's going to send me, I want to get some of that stickum from him too. I don't think so, but I just want to show everybody I'm like at the rub it in their face stuff. So he does that stickum. I love stickum. I love stickum on my bats. I think it helps me. It helps a lot. Trey loves it too. Everybody has stickum, and they'll put it on their. But he has some stuff that's like a roll-on. It's supposed to be really good. That doesn't really stick. I don't like the stick stuff where my hands just go with the bat. So I'm gonna get some of that from him. He's got some new stuff coming out for batting gloves for bacteria and stuff like that. He's gonna send me some of that. That is, yes, that's what I'm gonna get some. It's Maven glove. We used the glove bomb when I was Senior Softball Bat Reviews. That glove bomb is some badass shit. But I'm gonna send them to him, and he's gonna work on them for me, kind of loosen them up for me to use. And that's coming. That's coming the next couple of weeks whenever I get back from them. They'll be shipped out tomorrow. Talk about some bats here, guys. We're going to do compression testing on everything that we do going here. I know Alan's going to do it too on all the bats that he swings. We're going to get more of our guys involved in swinging a lot of these bats. A lot of our guys are doing video. A lot of the ladies too. So yes, definitely. If you guys, this is the Wig Popper white out, which I'm very proud of, is Trey Roberts' signature series bat. You know, and I said this a while back whenever he got this bat. What better guy, you know, what better guy to actually get his name on a bat? The guy that puts in the work and has done it and has proven himself for a long time. And he's been with me for a long time and proved himself out there. Be an ambassador, not really talk shit about anybody. I've never heard a bad word come out of that man's mouth, Trey Roberts, and what better way to honor him as getting a bat under his name. He did not know about it when they showed up to give it to him. That was the good part about it. We will be hitting this bat. This is a 26. Yeah, this is a whole ounce. This is a bat that we will be hitting come on oh crap. We'll be hitting this bat on Monday, and we're going to be compression testing. Yes, definitely a great spokesperson for Pygeum. Clem, such an ass. But we're going to be hitting this bat. We do compression testing on it, starting off going into Monday and hitting it Monday morning. And we're going to be testing it at 100 swings, 200 swings, 300 swings, all the way through doing compression testing on it with my people. My girls and my guys, my 70-year-olds, the true seniors out there. The 65, the average seniors out there, right? All those guys are going to be hitting this bat. And every bat coming out of Short Porch, Alan's going to do the same thing. We hit this bat the other day, guys, and holy shit. First things off, this is I call it, I shouldn't be calling it a 2.0. It's basically the Kevlar. So this one's a Kevlar too, just to let you guys know. This one's a Kevlar. So this bat, it's the blackout, the way it should have been done. There is some things that are different with it. It does have a tack, right? It does have a tack grip on it. You guys can feel it. Wipe it off, and it's actually good to go. We don't do that. We don't wipe them off. A lot of you guys do. And I don't know, I guess that was John talking about, because of, a lot of people out there like this, that he thought that the stickum should be further down. But then again, like he said, it went across the S and didn't look good. Well, we're not all about looks here. We're about performance. So sorry about that, but it's going to cut right through that S right there on that stickum, that grip tech. Nothing too, man. And we're not trying to. Somebody said you can't use grip spin technology because somebody else used that. Well, okay, we're not going to use that then. We're just going to use that as an example on what it has on it. It's kind of like what they had. Theirs I thought was really grippy, you know, and warm water, definitely. I've cleaned them off before when I had my OGs, Dudleys, my 2.0s. I've cleaned them off before, dish soap and warm water is what I used. And don't just sit there and scrub on it either. So it's Kevlar 12 inches, the wig popper. We've got on this one right here, I think I said 400, was it 460 maybe? 460 I got on this one. Great performance all the way through the end. Compression testing on it was at 140, 150. Compression testing on it, so 145, 150. I think that rubbed off. At 460 swings on it. So yes, badass bat. We got another one. Clem has one coming at 27.5. He'll be hitting it next week, I think, if it gets here in time. Those are the two that we have right now. Now, balanced Todd Cox bat I think it showed up today. I think it showed up today. Let me say something too about the weight distribution numbers on these bats before I get too far into it. This is not like the OG blackout. This actually it came in yesterday. Okay, this is not like that bat. It actually's got 17 on the end. This is This is the 26 ounce. It's got 17 on the end and it's got 18 on the hand. So it is loaded like the wig poppers are loaded because of that end load. The only wig popper that is loaded different was the gray one. That actually had a little bit more end weight. 26 ounce had 17.3 on the end with 18 on the hand. So they put about 3/10 of an ounce in the end of that gray wig popper. And you can actually read it on there, mother load or extra load or something like that. Trey actually loved that bat. Trey loves this bat. Trey loves both. He loves this one more, you know. But here's the deal too. What I think with this bat, you might want to go down. If they're going to do half ounces, you might want to go do a half ounce. And the only reason why is because when you apply anything to this barrel, let's say the tack finish, you're going to add weight to this much of the barrel. And you can feel it when you're swinging it. So when you got this bat and you're swinging it, you're going to feel weight in this area right here. That's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing, right? So if you guys can go down an ounce, half an ounce, get that more bat speed going, because you're going to pick up probably 4 or 5 miles an hour when you go down. And what's going to happen is big barrel response because of the weight that's on that tackified grip. Oh, shit. Todd, bat. We have one comment or two coming. I really don't know yet, but I know we have 1 or 2 coming. And we will be hitting those bats. That is the balanced wig popper Todd Cox bat. And that bat started off at 225 compression. He told me that this morning, but we will test it again when it gets here. Because, guys, believe it or not, compression testing is different in different areas of the United States, just to let you know. It could be off by 3 or 4 pounds. I've learned that in the past. Kevlar chocolate milkshake came out. That is a badass bat from the numbers that we're getting off Hit Tracks. Everybody wants that bat. It's a USSSA. Compression testing on that one started at 275. Guys, right out of the wrapper, that bat is hot as shit today. Go look at the videos on that bat. It is out there. And guys, we're going to get one of those too. They're sending us one. Adam Fowler, Fat Guy BP, go to his channel. Watch him hitting a prototype of the autism bat that's coming out under his son's name, Fat Guy BP. That bat is coming out. I know he's building that bat. Adam is. So I would actually have you contact him and ask him how he's building it, what he's getting. I know he likes that no flex handle. You have to ask him. It's going to be Kevlar, that Zott composite, when it comes to him. But that's all his deal that he's working on. You can go onto his channel. Alan Hancock said we'll be swinging the Milkshake Live Sunday night. So you guys tune in to him and Gulf Coast, Short Porch Gulf Coast, and watch him hit that. Alan, I've heard so much good shit about that bat today. I can, I want to get one because I've heard so, and I do like the color of it. I think it's pretty badass, and it's Kevlar, guys. The USSSA Kevlar bat is out. So, that's another one too. Adam Fowler with Fat Guy BP has a signature series bat coming out for his son, and it's an autism bat that goes to a good cause. The sales of that bat will go to a good cause. Alan Hancock has his new bat that's out right now. Talk to him about it. I know they just came in. Compression testing on that bat is 235 starts off. It's more geared toward those high bat speed guys that are out there, 40, 45, 50, with that 85, 90, 95, 100 mile an hour bat speed plus. Definitely go to Alan, and I think he's selling them too. Alan Hancock, they got a shipment in of those bats today too. I'm almost done, guys. I got one more thing. Hour and a half. Membership Live tomorrow. I'm going to do Membership Live at 12 o'clock. I'm going to get in here and talk about Rachel, get a hold of me later. I'll see what I can do about that. Which you should be getting them anyway. But I don't know how many they made. So either I'll call in or you can call in, because I know you're a factory hitter anyway. You don't have to ask me anymore. So I'm going to do membership live tomorrow. Some things I want to talk about on there. And the one thing I do want a lot of you guys to do out there is when you hear people that are just dicks or just assholes out there, don't reply to them and don't try to banter with them. Let's just there's enough room for everybody out there for all this shit, you know, and we just do it differently, you know. We just do it differently, and what I see out there is a lot of hate, man. Let's just not hate on each other. Let's start off 2025 being behind everybody, you know, kind of like what a lot of the reps out there that are with other companies are doing with us too. So for every one or two of the other ones that are doing something, we get 10 of the other ones. So, you know, just be cool to everybody and congratulate when don't be a dick, and just congratulate if somebody puts something out there that you may not agree with, and you're out there trying to throw shit against the wall and hopefully it'll stick, man. There's enough room for everybody here. I mean, so let's just stay on that path going into 2025. I hope you guys, I'm going to talk about something in a minute, but I hope you guys have a great, great New Year's. And please, that's another thing too, man. Don't drink and drive, guys. I've had a lot of friends of mine die in the past, you know, when I was a kid growing up, that lost their life either, you know, drinking and driving and trying to make it home. And, you know, guys want you guys to be here, you know, so just be careful. You know, alcohol is just, you know, I'm not, you know, I can drink a couple, but I just never been that guy to drink. So I'm not saying I don't care if you do it, man. Just do it around people that actually take care of you and won't let you do anything by yourself. So definitely don't do that. You know, and again, guys, I'm not judging you. I don't care if you do. I know I have family members that drink. We go out partying and they drink, and I watch everybody. I might have one or two, and that's it. You know, just to relax. 2-piece DDT. Dual distribution technology. Going to be Kevlar. How far can I go with this? It's going to be like no other bat out there. It's a 2-piece. It's new technology. Nobody else has it. We're deciding definitely Uber. We're deciding if we want to do a patent on it, but then again, they're going to steal it. They're going to steal the design anyway, you know, because I've learned this in 45 years. I've been playing ball. That doesn't matter what you put out. It's new. You know, they did it to Ray DeMarini back in the day. You know, they did it to Mike, and when the first bats came in, and guys, this is the reason I know this, because I was a part of that. I was a part of that Mikan thing where they stole that technology, and it was a bat company I'm not going to talk about anymore, and it's out there because I've talked about it. But I had, you know, I had a couple of brand new Mikans that were the first run. They were pieces of shit, but you guys remember that first run of Mikans that came out before the Ultra. Actually, it was before the Velocity E. There was a bat that came out that was Mikan before the Velocity and before Raleigh's bought them up and everything too. It's just one small company. So we've learned things by then. You know, it doesn't matter what we put out there. It's going to be reverse engineered because a lot of people just can't come up with their own ideas and put that out there. So the DDT is going to be one of those ones. It's going to be revolutionary. It's going to be totally different swing, guys. You might, you know, it's going to be just different. We've swung them. We love them. Alan has swung his. Ron, yes, sir. Jeff told me today that he found a way where he can make that DDT balanced. And he's working on it. So definitely, and the way he was telling me where he did it, guys, pretty amazing the way he said he can do it, because I'd asked him about it. I will say this, it's going to be a soft barrel balanced DDT. So it's going to be more geared toward that low bat speed, medium bat speed. And he's probably going to, and with that, he'll probably have a high bat speed DDT. And this is a bat that's coming out next year, guys, in January. That's going to be here for a long time. It's going to be remade every. It's just something that's good. It has worked. Definitely, Alan. I know you swung it, and you called me up right after you swung it. So, guys, it's something that nobody else has ever had. Nobody else ever swung. it makes you swing better. Now, I'm just going to say that because it is so fluid. Big Ben from had whenever we talked to Big Ben from BP, Ben, he had said it swings so smooth and you get no feedback out of the connection. That was designed that way because you don't need to get absorbing energy from that connection. You need transfer energy out of that connection. So definitely, Alan's right. Definitely, we swung it, and it swings like nothing we've ever swung before. A lot of control with that bat, and that will be out at the end of January. So, and then we're going to have a balanced bat in that too. You know, soft barrel bat in that too, a hard barrel bat in that too. So that's what's coming next year, and that we're working on right now, guys. I'm sorry I could not get into the nutritional part. I will put that in for next Wednesday when I do this again. Basically talk about the nutrition part of this because I want to get back into that because we're going into the off season. I know next Wednesday that's the first. I think everybody has celebrated out the night before, and hopefully you guys jump on. You'll be out of work. You guys will jump on. I'll probably do it earlier on Wednesday, 5:30 or 6 o'clock. That way everybody can jump on, kind of relaxing at home from the night before. Guys, you have a great week, and be careful out there during New Year's. And I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas. Thanks, guys.